Hey friend, welcome to my cozy office. I'm Da, and this is Dad Advice. It's a channel I'm trying to build to try and share, um, you know, stuff I find online and when making purchases or, just normal dad issues. I don't plan or, well, I don't think I'm a specialist. I just want to give you good advice. So anyways, I hope you stay with me for this first one. In this first video, my idea is to let you know why you should probably buy a safety razor. Seems dumb, but we all have razors, and I feel that maybe they don't have the consideration they should have, and also we're close to the holiday seasons, and you might want to consider this as a purchase, or either yourself or someone else. This is supposed to be a low-key video, and there probably won't be that much editing coming out of it. So I hope you enjoy, and let's see what this is all about. So as a first video, I want to let you know specifically why you should get a razor. What's called the safety razor instead of whatever you have right now. So let's explore why. Let's go. Well, if you start considering razors, the first thing you'll notice is that if you look at reviews, the top reviews are almost always safety razors. I'm saying almost always because the top reviews are mainly given to those straight blades, the crazy looking ones, Sweeney Todd and so on. You're probably a dad, and I'm hoping that that might not be something that you want to keep in your cupboard, in the washroom cupboard, like that huge scary blade. Anyways, that's not something I wanted to let in my washroom. So I looked for the second best, if you want to, and that's often the safety razor. So if I look at different types of reviews, the safety razor always comes on top, almost always. And it's often competing with what what I had before, which is a cartridge razor. That's probably what you have right now, or if you're shopping on this is probably what your dad has. So I had to compare both to understand them. I didn't really know what a safety razor was. To me, they're more of a novelty item. Like I never had one. My dad used to use an electric razor, which doesn't work well with my skin. So, anyways, that's to say that you start looking, when you're shopping, you start looking at stuff and you try and make out what's advertisement from what's actual articles. So often it's repetition. If you read different articles, you try and see from different sources. You try to have stuff that's still current. Um, anyways, safety razors do seem to come on top, and the main reasons why are, well, this is what I want to look into. So the first thing I'll need to do is to compare both viable options, which is the cartridge razor and the safety blade. So let's look at why the safety blade comes on top in most reviews. So the first item is that safety razor blades are built out of higher quality steel. They're just plain better steel. They're not meant to be disposable, unlike the cartridge blades. I don't have much base on this. This is really based on source material either from the companies or from articles online. But simple logic also dictates that because the blades are meant to be more long lasting, I understand why they would be built out of better quality materials, because this also reflects on the quality of the item itself. You know, the safety razor is steel through and through. It's meant to withstand time. It's meant to last a lifetime. Whereas the disposable or semi-disposable cartridge razors are meant to last a very long time. Plastic is very durable. Now it causes a lot of issues with pollution right now, as you can see, but it's also brittle in a sense that, I don't know about you, but I've had one razor break, which is odd, but it broke where it holds the cartridge. So that's my example of the cartridge razor not being that much of good built in terms of quality. The safety razor is of much higher quality. It's all made of metal. It has very few pieces. It has that stick, the blade holder with the 3 holes, and the safety piece that goes on top. The safety piece has a screw that you put in the stick, so when you assemble, and the bottom piece of your stick is simply the screw handle. So you turn that, tightens your blade, you're good to go. To me, this is the biggest selling point. Safety razors are recyclable. The razors themselves are meant to last a lifetime, but the blades, they're not meant to last a lifetime. They last longer than cartridge blades, but you still need to throw them out once in a while. The only difference is on a cartridge razor, you throw out in the garbage the whole piece, plastic, metal, foam, and rubber included. Whereas for the safety razor blade, you put them in the recycling bin. They're made out of steel, so they'll be entirely recycled. So one more point towards the safety razor. The last point in terms of quality is that it shaves. It doesn't shave better, but it causes less irritation. And that to me was a big factor. Cartridge razors do a good job at, at shaving. They really do. They work well. However, the multiple blades tend to pull on your hair, and you must have experienced this, at least I have. Safety razors don't do all that much pulling because the blade simply cuts your hair and that's it. There's one blade, it cuts or it slips, and that's it. I found that using a safety razor causes so much less irritation than I had with my cartridge razor. Finally, and no, very importantly for most of us, is that even though safety razors are so much more expensive when you buy them, they cost so much less in the long run. They're more affordable. And here's a chart or graph, sorry, that shows this. These were calculations meant in September of 2021 based on prices for the cartridge razors, based on the best price I could have in Canada. For the safety razors, based on 3 razors from the brand Merkur, which is a German brand, and they have a very good reputation. There are cheaper razors in terms of safety razors, but these were highly recommended. So I went with these. These are like my top 3 razors that I had at the end of my shopping research. The cartridge razors are, the first one is from Harry's. The Truman is what I currently have or had at the time of this research. It's one of those, you know, pay monthly, receive blades monthly, and then that's it. The orange line is the Mach 3, which is a very, very common cartridge razor. It's been here for a long time, and it's what I had in the early 2000s before I had the Truman. So as you can see in this graph, on initial cost, both of the cartridge razors are so much cheaper. Both offerings are within the $20 marks. You get a good, decent quality razor, a bunch of blades. But once you start running out of blades and you need to replace them, that's when the costs hit you. For the first year, not so bad, and the second year as well. However, starting on year 3, even though the fixed cost of the safety razor, for the cheapest I could find and the ones I was considering was $50-ish. So even though the initial cost is at least $50, the extremely cheap price of the blades causes those variable costs to keep that line as close to horizontal as possible. Meaning that, for example, if I look at the Mach 3, each cartridge, if I buy as a bundle or as packs, the cheapest I could find, no matter what format, is $2.46 per blade. That's for the Mach 3. So every time you change your blade, you need to consider $2 and roughly 50 cents per blade. The safety razor blades cost shy to 15 cents each. That's a big difference. So every time you change your blade, and they don't last less time than the cartridges. So for the sake of this exercise, I use the same changing time for both. So every time, if you have a cartridge razor, every time you put $2.50 on it, you put 15 cents on your safety razor. So that's $1.35 every 2 months or so, depending on your usage. So $2.35 over the span of 5 years, because that's the time that my Truman lasted, and that's how much time it takes me to use up 2 full sets of blades, which is 32 blades. So for the span of it takes much less than 32 blades for the safety razor to cost a lot less. So anyways, I'm not here to promote any products. I'm just here to tell you that after making these research, I went over and I bought myself a Merkur 34C razor, safety razor. And to be honest, after 2 months of usage, I would never go back. It shaves more smoothly. It shaves at a cheaper price. It's much better built in terms of quality. It's better for the environment. Honestly, there's no reason for me to go back. And if you have a dad in your life, or if you simply want to treat yourself, I highly recommend you consider buying a safety razor. I'm putting the link for the 34C for Amazon in the comments in this video, but I recommend you buy it from a local dealer. You'll encourage your local economy, even though this razor might not come from your country. If you are in Quebec, Simon's sells them online. You can get them. You can go and buy them in store. I highly recommend you buy from a local dealer. So I'm happy you stuck with me for the whole time of this video. This is really not meant to be super high-end videos. I'm just having fun with this. I want to share stuff I find. So anyways, if you want to stick for the next videos, um, the next one should be about snow blowers. We're in Canada. It's late October. Snow is bound to fall within the next month or so. So snow blowers and snow throwers will be the subject of my next video. If you're curious, I also have this video in French. You can go and watch it on the same channel. I try and do my videos in both languages. So my name's Da, and I really hope to see you again and have a lovely evening.